Hi, I'm Nat.
And I'm Guy. And we got 20 minutes in Spanish with Nat. And then we're going to go into some culture and news before we head over to Rumble to talk politics. But first, why don't we talk Anthony Mackie a little bit? He came out with a statement supporting masculinity, which was good to see.
Yes. And also, just as a reminder, we are putting on subtitles for this on YouTube. So just click on the 2 CCs. And don't forget, and I always forget to say it, to like, if you're not subscribed, to subscribe. And if you like it, to share the stream, because it really does help us. And yes.
So back to Anthony Mackie.
Well, it's good to at least see that the one good thing that has been coming out from him and his new Captain American fame is that he's giving out a positive message for, there's an earthquake.
There's an earthquake.
That's the earthquake alarms.
Oh, so should we stop the stream?
Hold on.
Okay, one moment. We're going to check how severe the earthquake's going to be here in a minute.
I don't know if it's an earthquake. That's the earthquake alarm, though.
Okay.
Should we just stay here and wait for it to see what happens?
Let's let the audience...
Because my phone didn't tell me.
Well, let's let the audience watch this experience.
¿Hay temblor o no?
Okay. Well,
Alguien dígame si hay un temblor o no. Sí, hay alerta sísmica. Should we go?
No. Just keep streaming. Let them watch.
No.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's not responsible.
Okay, come on. Let's go.
Because I didn't get... Hold on. Déjame checar si hay un temblor o no.
And so it stopped.
No.
Oh, I feel it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Guy,
shit.
we should go down.
No.
Yes.
It's fine. It's
no,
done now.
it's irresponsible.
It's done now. It literally shook a little bit and then stopped.
It's still shaking, Guy.
I'm going to go look outside. 1 second.
We should go downstairs.
No.
Yes. Espérenme. ¿Alguien más sintió el temblor? Noticia de último minuto. Tenemos sismo. Creo. Sí, ¿no? Ay, me pegué. Sí tembló, ¿verdad? ¿Sigue temblando? ¿Nos vamos? Normalmente en Vancouver te dicen que no salgas aquí, se sé que hay que salir, pero no sonó la alerta sísmica en mi celular, que se me hace raro, pero sí se sintió. Fue en Oaxaca el sismo, gracias, Maui Yogan Wellness. Pues sí, noticia de última hora, hubo sismo y se sintió en la Ciudad de México. Ahorita les digo de qué magnitud fue. Denme 2 segundos.
I guess that's why the dog was barking, probably.
Hold on. Now I have to look up.
Now we're looking up Now we're going to look up some earthquake stuff. Some other news we're going to get to in Rumble later is the Pope's health. So we had an update on that. I checked on that today, and it's looking pretty good.
Yes. So I'm not getting any alerts for an earthquake, but people are telling me that...
Yeah, there was an earthquake. I felt it.
Yeah. It was in Oaxaca, but now I'm trying to figure out...
And how far is that?
More information.
How far is that from Mexico
Oaxaca?
City?
What, like 5-6 hours?
Oh, okay. So it's...
No, but like it was probably really big if we could feel it this much in the city.
Oh, yeah.
What might it have been? Like a 5? A ver.
Well, there's no news on it yet?
That's what I'm looking up. Because it's really weird that the SASLA app or the so 5.2 preliminary detected in Oaxaca de Juárez, Mexico. But it's weird that the app didn't work. And it did work on this. Okay.
Okay, well, it's a 5.2 in Oaxaca. We're safe, so it was small here.
In Mexico, usually, sometimes there are replicas of earthquakes, so be safe out there. Sorry about that. That distracted both of us.
We were talking about Anthony Mackie, but why don't we go into the 20 minutes of Spanish? You can talk about the earthquake or whatever you want.
Sure. Así es, perdón. Al parecer tuvimos sismo de 5.2 se sintió en la Ciudad de México. El epicentro fue en Oaxaca de Juárez, preliminarmente 5.2. Y ya me puse mi chamarra de...
Oh, there's quite a few comments.
De reportera. Vengo por los videos del 8M. Sí, yo también. Perdón, Maui Yoga y Wellness. No los puedo exportar todavía. Sufro. El fin de semana me voy a dedicar a eso y a como mencionamos, vamos a estar tratando de sacar 4 videos a la semana también, no solo en vivo, pero los videos normales, como el de hoy de la película Mickey 17. Entonces, voy a seguir tratando de exportarlos. Si no, lo saco así nada más, o sea, no para en vivo, pero lo trato de sacar como video de YouTube nada más con todo con todos los videos pues, pegados y con alguna música de fondo. Y pues ya, si lo puedo hacer eso, chance, pues puedo poner nuestro propio video de YouTube y ya hablar sobre eso en el en vivo del lunes. El lunes es feriado también, aquí en la Ciudad de México por lo menos. Perdón, me distrajo el sismo, deberíamos de haber bajado, sí, lo sé, pero a veces el señor aquí no está acostumbrado a los temblores y no siempre se los toma en serio, y le sigo diciendo que se los tiene que tomar muy en serio, pero pues no nos dio ni tiempo en lo que nos da, porque la alarma no sonó, o sea, no me avisó mi celular como normalmente me avisa, y pues en lo que nos dimos cuenta como que tembló y pasó. Pero vamos a estar atentos a réplicas, les aviso si hay réplica. Por suerte tenemos una alarma aquí básicamente afuera, entonces si vuelve a temblar, por favor todos sálganse de sus casas y hagan lo que se debe de hacer. Y ok, ahora que ya estoy menos distraída, veamos. Como me pidieron ayer, creo que hubo como un voto, hice una encuesta sobre que si preferían noticias en español, o sea, esta sección en español, que sean más bien noticias sobre, se está moviendo todo alrededor, ya no está temblando, es Guy que anda moviendo cosas. Si preferían que hicieran esta sección en español sobre noticias más bien como de México, Latinoamérica, chismes, etcétera, o que diga las mismas historias que íbamos a decir en inglés, pero en español, para los que no se quedan a la sección en inglés o que nada más que lo quieren ver rápido en español. Entonces, el voto decisivo terminó siendo un comentario que llegó hoy diciendo que mejor noticias locales. Entonces, como apenas estamos reconfigurando todo y con más videos y cómo hacerlos en vivos y etcétera, hoy nada más les traigo una que yo creo que ya todo el mundo está enterado de esto en México, pero tal vez no en Latinoamérica. Y luego pues sí voy a nada más hacer mi opinión sobre algunas de las historias que vamos a hacer en inglés. Pero Lenia Batres tuvo... ok, espérenme. Es que no encontré... Bueno, a ver si lo puedo resumir rápido. Supongo que todo el mundo sabrá quién es Ricardo Salinas Pliego. No sé, si no son de México, Ricardo Salinas Pliego es un empresario que fue dueño de una televisora también. ¿Fue? Ya ni sé. Les digo que voy llegando a México, sí, ya sé, tengo que hacer más investigación, pero en eso estoy. Ténganme paciencia, igual con el español, estoy tratando de no hacer Spanglish, pero a veces se me sale, perdón. Pero la ministra Lenia Batres, siempre quiero decir Batres, Lenia Batres, la Corte impide que discutan paro de Salinas Pliego. ¿Por qué? Porque se le ocurrió salir a decir en Twitter varias veces y a opinar sobre Salinas Pliego, quien está en pleno, les digo que se me van las palabras, está en pleno, no es juicio, pero está legalmente involucrado todavía. Está... Do I have sound?
No, you do.
Okay.
There's the buzzing on the stream.
Okay, perdón. Al parecer no había sonido, ya hay sonido. Les digo, hoy es viernes también. Denos chance. Es viernes, hubo sismo, es puente, etcétera. Se puso a decir cosas en contra de Ricardo Salinas Pliego y siendo ministra, pues no debería de estarse involucrando directamente, en especial, en general, opinando directamente sobre ya sea el caso o la persona que tiene que ver con el caso sobre el que se va a votar. Y luego salió Sheinbaum, de Shay, a decir que ningún ministro tiene juicio objetivo, que pues, es justamente lo que debería de tener una corte y miembros de una corte poder dejar esos esa falta de objetividad por tener objetividad y por distanciarse de sus propias creencias, sus propias opiniones personales y no traerlas a la corte. Es justamente lo que se supone que los magistrados, los jueces, etcétera, deberían de poder hacer y que por eso están en ese lugar. Pero como sabemos que ahora pues hasta se va a decidir por voto popular y ya pues no tiene mucho que ver con la justicia, el sistema judicial en México, pues bueno, aún menos que ver con la justicia, el sistema judicial en México, pues, ¿qué se puede esperar? Pero me recordó también, y algo que pasa a veces mucho en México es que la gente cree que este tipo de estupideces y este tipo de personas pendejas solo existen en México, pero no, existen en todo el mundo y hasta en los países que se dicen de, según ellos, primer mundo, pero que no son. Y es parecido a lo que pasó, por ejemplo, con una de las jueces que claramente estaba en el poder por diversidad, equidad e inclusión, durante uno de los juicios de Donald Trump, que tenía muchísimos, estuvo involucrada en muchísimas cosas en las que no debería haber estado y de todas maneras pues siguió ahí ya hasta casi el final. No me acuerdo del nombre. What was the name of the judge? No, you can talk. But what was the name of the Trump's judge that had like a bunch of nasty things? The black woman, Letitia James.
Letitia James was she's one of the head politicians in New York, I believe, or prosecutor. She's the prosecutor from New York.
That was
from New York.
For Trump, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's a state
Letitia
prosecutor,
James.
not a federal.
Ajá. Pero por ejemplo, con Letitia James, nada más quería acordarme el nombre porque se me van las cosas, pero ella también hizo mil y un también salió a gritar cuando se lo pusieron en cara porque Lenia Bartres salió a gritar y salió muy enojada de que la habían excluido de poder estar durante la votación de uno de los casos de Ricardo Salinas Pliego, pero esta mujer también les gritó en la mitad de la corte, Letitia James, cuando se le estaba investigando por básicamente corrupción y fraude. Entonces, nada más para decir que no solo pasa en México, pasa en todos lados, pero pues sí, los gobiernos que tenemos en todo el mundo, pues al final del día son un reflejo de las prioridades de las personas. Es lo único que voy a decir. Tu papi Rafa dice, los anteriores gobiernos estaban del nabo, pero Morena nos convirtió en una pendejocracia. Pues sí, y seguir votando también refleja, que se haya votado una vez más por ellos, refleja que pues seguimos en la pendejez. Como yo el día de hoy, porque mi cerebro no está funcionando. Bueno, no sé si, creo que nunca funciona cuando hago en vivos, porque siempre, como siempre estamos escribiendo para los videos o editando o tratando de sacar cosas o tratando de sacar los videos del 8M, siempre llego como derrapando al en vivo. Y bueno, otra noticia de las que sí vamos a hablar en inglés porque les digo que hoy no me dio tiempo de buscar más cosas. Rachel Zegler, parece que no podemos escapar de esta mujer. Este artículo es traducido del inglés porque no encontré uno en español, pero esta mujer, la no Blancanieves, que apenas va a salir su película, parece que ahora también va a protagonizar Evita en musicales ahí vienen a checar que todo esté bien por el sismo. Okay. Va a protagonizar a Evita en el musical que se va a hacer en el West End, porque pues obviamente se me hace interesante que pues, no habla español, pero se rumoreaba y ahora parece que por fin sí, en efecto, estas personas siempre caen paradas. Y va a estar en el London Palladium el 14 de junio, se va a estrenar, se estrena en el London Palladium el 14 de junio y va a estar hasta septiembre. Si alguien va a estar por allá, pues vayan a gritarle en español porque no los va a entender. Pero pues sí, digo, también el musical de Evita es romantizar ideas bastante malas de un gobierno bastante malo también en Argentina, pero ya no me voy a meter más en eso. Y una de las personas que también ha estado un poco en controversias, pero pues menos, pero cuya película no ha tenido mucho éxito, aunque aquí en taquilla me parece que está en segundo o primer lugar, estuvo en primer lugar un rato, la nueva película de Captain America, donde ahora Captain America es una persona de color y es protagonizado por Anthony Mackie. Anthony Mackie pues había estado bastante calladito durante ruedas de prensa, no había tenido muy gran escándalo, no había tenido ningún escándalo así fulminante, pero nada más el hecho de que hayan convertido a ese héroe icónico que es Captain America de blanco a persona de color y que parecía que solo era por inclusión forzada en vez de porque hiciera sentido en la historia, pues eso era lo que no le agradaba al público, pero ahora parece que Anthony Mackie, no sé si se ha transformado a través de tomar mejores decisiones de cómo comunicarse o si nada más siempre había pensado así, pero está defendiendo la masculinidad. Tuvo un discurso durante mientras estaba hablando con reporteros y en un podcast, y el discurso de Anthony Mackie sobre la masculinidad es más inspirador de lo que fue su interpretación de Capitán América. Y pues sí, incendió al internet, pues obviamente muchos salieron, pues no parecido a Emilia Pérez, pero un poquito así de que pues te dimos todo y te dejamos estar ahí, te dejamos entrar y con esto nos pagas, no piensas como deberías, etcétera, porque al parecer la masculinidad es lo peor de lo peor, siempre es tóxica y no hay que hablar de eso y no hay que tratar de mejorar la relación entre hombres y sus propias masculinidades, ni enseñarle a los niños chicos a manejar su masculinidad como deberían. Pero, y como era de esperar, los medios progresistas no están contentos en una era en la que Hollywood y los medios corporativos han pasado la última década deconstruyendo modelos masculinos fuertes. Me choca esa palabra de deconstruir, hay que deconstruirse. A muchos podcasteros e influencers mexicanos les encanta decir esa palabra de hay que deconstruirse, ¿no? Construyanse y construyanse bien, más bien, ármense bien. Bueno, Mackie se atreve a decir lo que muchos de nosotros hemos sabido durante mucho tiempo: la masculinidad es importante, la masculinidad gringa es única y los hombres jóvenes necesitan figuras masculinas fuertes a las cuales admirar y tratar de emular eventualmente. Y sí, lo que pasa mucho en Estados Unidos es que de tanto que les han estado pegando a los hombres, ya ahora sí 20 más años, pues en la ola feminista en la que vayamos, pues desde la primera casi, entonces no saben manejarse bien y terminan exhibiendo masculinidades, me choca esa palabra, pero terminan pensando que ser hombre es de una u otra forma o que es lo peor que pueden ser y que siempre van a ser odiados no importa qué hagan. Y también la falta de figuras parentales masculinas, o sea, de papás hombres, pues aquí también supongo que pasa mucho y aquí también la tasa de divorcios es súper alta y allá pues la tasa de encarcelamientos también de ciertas comunidades, pero en general también de divorcios y de pues falta de hombres responsables que se responsabilicen por enseñarle también a sus propios hijos cómo ser un hombre, muchas veces porque ellos tampoco nunca aprendieron, pues es preocupante. Y por último, pero qué bueno y bien por Anthony Mackie por salir, pararse y a decir pues la verdad y que le hace falta a muchas personas. Podría haber sido tal vez que está tratando de pues esconder los errores de Capitán América, probablemente, pero por lo menos está dejando un mejor mensaje, como dice aquí That Park Place, que la película en sí de Capitán América. Y hablando de capitanes y vengadores y etcétera, el vengador tóxico nos da la primera mirada de Peter Dinklage como Toxie. Y me dio mucha risa que Peter Dinklage va a interpretar al vengador tóxico, The Toxic Avenger. Aquí no sé, también está traducido del inglés, entonces no sé si es el nombre correcto que le van a dar a la película, pero me da mucha risa que es el vengador tóxico y pues básicamente por su propia toxicidad y por tratar de hacerse el muy woke y el muy yo voy a defender y cómo es posible que pongan enanitos en Blancanieves, pues terminó haciendo todo aún más tóxico y ahora también sigue la comunidad de personas de talla pequeña o de talla baja o la comunidad con enanismo, depende de que afecte sus sensibilidades, pues siguen saliendo, ahora sí que se va a estrenar la película, muy enojados y muy indignados y con justa razón, como dije en el video sobre Blancanieves, de que este señor que ya pues la hizo, ahora sí, en Hollywood y que tuvo muchos papeles muy importantes, hasta creados para él, pues le quitó muchísimo trabajo a todos los que no tuvieron la misma suerte que él, pero que podrían haber demostrado sus habilidades también. Entonces, básicamente, fue el vengador tóxico porque no terminó haciendo nada por su comunidad y más bien ahora todos están contra él. Entonces, pues eso pasa cuando uno cree que que está haciendo lo mejor, pero pues ni investiga ni le pregunta a los que va a afectar al final del día. Pero bueno, entre el temblor y que me debrayé muchísimo y que es viernes también, ya vamos en 21 minutos, entonces sí, venían a lo de español, muchísimas gracias, buenas noches, que tengan buen fin de semana, buen puente, si les tocó puente, y aguas con los sismos, estén atentos, sí salgan, no hagan lo que nosotros hicimos, salgan, y pues sí, buenas noches y nos vemos el lunes, porque nosotros no tenemos puente. Gracias. Y suscríbanse y denle like, siempre se me olvida decir, pero muchas gracias y gracias por todo su apoyo siempre. That was it. I spoke a lot. It was because of the earthquake.
Oh, what were all the comments about? I think that's the most comments we've ever had.
No, we've had more before, but someone said that Maui Yoga and Wellness first said that she was coming for the videos from the Women's March, and I said I'm still trying to take the sound out, the specific sounds out. I might release them just as a YouTube video, just the footage itself.
Just the raw footage, I think.
Yeah, or just us talking about it on Monday.
I had like 30 or 40 videos, and I tried to give them to you yesterday, and it's just a lot to file through.
Yeah, more.
So, yeah.
And taking out the copyrighted sound and stuff. I'd explained it in Spanish a while ago, but then somebody said, Jessica Ramirez said, hello. Mario Gomez said, yes, there's an earthquake.
She must be from Mexico as well.
Maui Yoga and Wellness said it was in Oaxaca, the earthquake. And then Jessica Ramirez said, I don't know, I'm not from Mexico City. Eduardo Lopez sent a heart eye emoji. And then tu papi Rafa, our friend who always comments, thank you, said past governments were horrible, but Morena has turned us into a stupidocracy. I'm trying to translate it.
I can agree with that.
Mexico, he means, yeah. And then I said we would try to be aware of more earthquakes and to keep reporting on the earthquake that just happened. But yes, so very eventful start to the Friday. I'm sure the people that were drunk got a surprise that the earth was shaking.
They probably didn't even notice.
But as I was saying that, like, in Vancouver and stuff, you're always told not to go outside.
Yeah.
In Mexico City, it is like almost a law that you have to go outside, and you rehearse it a lot.
Well, in the States, it's duck and cover. You're supposed to get under a desk or a table.
Yes, but here in Mexico, it's get out because of the way buildings are built. It's not just for fun. So yes, if it happens again, we will leave.
Okay, well, let's get into the actual news for today, though. I heard you talking about Anthony Mackie. That's the first story, I guess.
Quickly.
That was also our thumbnail. So
yes. So Anthony Mackie's speech, and this is from That Park Place. Again, I keep saying it. Go follow WDW Pro on YouTube. Anthony Mackie's speech on masculinity is more inspiring than his Captain America ever was. And this is like someone wrote about it, but it was the only thing I really found about any media talking about it other than people hating about it on Twitter. But Anthony Mackie has set the internet on fire with his recent comments about masculinity, and predictably, the progressive media isn't happy. In an era where Hollywood and corporate media have spent the last decade deconstructing strong male role models, Mackie dared to say what many of us have known all along: masculinity is important, American masculinity is unique, and young men need strong male figures to look up to. And you were talking to me about this earlier. So.
So I really like Anthony Mackie. I think he's a conservative at heart, but he's a mainstream black actor, so he can't really always let these conservative views out. And in this particular instance, he has, which is great. I actually used to work at a movie bar across the street from one of the major hotels in Vancouver, where all the actors would kind of come in. So I actually got a chance to meet a lot of actors. Anthony Mackie used to come in there on a regular basis, so I had a chance to talk to him quite a few times, and he was a really interesting guy. He was really nice. So I wouldn't say not the nicest, but just a good guy overall. Mm-hmm. And it's good that he's trying to set example, not just in the process of trying to set an example for his 4 sons, he kind of allows himself to set an example for the rest of the world. And it's good to see a mainstream actor kind of stand up on stances like this, because all the rest of Hollywood is feminism.
Yes, and women.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think it was kind of a disservice to him, the fact that they kind of pushed him into the Captain America role. I'm sure he signed a contract, but it was very clearly this forced diversity and inclusion we keep talking about, that Disney keeps trying to, put into everything. But I don't know if he was super happy with that.
Well, this was
in the end.
I'm sure he's happy to get a payday,
yes,
and I'm sure he's happy to work with Disney,
with
and
being seen as.
And he has a good relationship with Disney now, and he seems like a company man, which is good for him going forward. But I'm sure he didn't want to be in a DEI movie. He got the movie for DEI. It was written during woke Hollywood, and they kind of destroyed Captain America with him. So it's going to be, his reputation's a little tarnished from that. But, he can't turn down a role like that. So you can't really blame it against him.
And he probably signed a contract too.
And the fact that during the promotion of this movie, he's kind of coming out making pretty base comments. I really like that. So,
and as I said in Spanish, I think he's kind of doing that to cover the fact that nobody likes him as Captain America, and that the movie's probably not doing very good.
Well, yeah, he's ready for a
even
transition.
Though it's going good in Mexico. But.
He can see the writing on the wall too. So, yeah.
And I pulled up the story too early, but funnily enough, because we keep talking about Snow White and how toxic this actor was, but the Toxic Avenger dredges up first look at Peter Dinklage's Toxie, part human, part mutant, all heart, even though he broke a bunch of his own community's hearts by excluding them from one of the few roles that they could have interpreted in a big Disney movie.
So what you're telling me, Peter Dinklage is the Toxic Avenger?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes.
I was actually the one that put down this story today, and I remember the Toxic Avenger from my childhood. It's a really corny 80s series of horror movies. So if you like corny horror movies, this is really it. It's really grotesque, overly violent. And when I watched the trailer for this thing, it hit the mark right on. It was like... the way they filmed it was very vintage. That was overly grotesque. I watched the rated R trailer. If you want to watch that trailer, it's actually on YouTube right now. Film Threat reviewed it, so that's where I got to see it from. And I'm pretty excited about this. I don't know how good it's going to be, but I love to see real filmmaking throwing it back to the 80s and something different. Most movies nowadays they're just too polished.
But it'll be interesting to see during, the press tour and when it comes out, what the reception is for Peter Dinklage, because he has made a lot of people very, very angry. And for a movie he's not even in, and he could have not, made this whole chaos, but he did. So
I don't really know why
Toxic Avenger is a good name for him right now.
I don't know why they made the Toxic Avenger a midget though. It doesn't make sense, because in the original one,
a short person.
Whatever it is, but in the original one it wasn't a short person. So we'll see what happens. I'll definitely probably watch it. We'll review it definitely. Okay, let's go into the next story.
To a story that you're surprisingly more interested in than I am. Blake Lively granted modified protective order amid Justin Baldoni legal battle. A judge granted Blake Lively a modified protective order amid to shield the parties on both sides, said the judge.
But it's not to shield the parties on both sides.
This is why I say this is more your story than mine.
Just because I watch Candace Owens a lot, that's why I know a lot about this story. But Baldoni's wanting to be completely transparent. He's willing to put everything out there in the media and, let the public really decide. Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds are really trying to, how would you say it? Limit what's coming out into the public eye, because everything that seems to be coming out is really favoring Baldoni. He was the transparent one. He's the honest one in this situation. And the more and more things that come out, it just is not looking good, not only for Blake Lively, but for Ryan Reynolds. I really like Ryan Reynolds, so it's a shame that he was involved in this kind of scandal. But
it seems like, I mostly know this because of you telling me, but he was one of the ones that was kind of orchestrating the whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
which I don't know much about, but I just know that Ryan Reynolds is apparently a very jealous man.
Yeah, I don't want to go too much into it, but if you do want the extreme deep dive, go to Candace Owens' channel. She does hours and hours and hours on this particular subject. She absolutely loves it. So there's too many details for me to go over in just a few minutes, but Candace Owens really did a deep dive on this subject matter.
And now for another man that twists the truth, Diddy slams CNN for allegedly altering Cassie Ventura beating footage. Footage, cable user destroyed original video, rapper claims.
Okay, so this was pretty interesting story. CNN is accused of editing the video. It's come out where it actually looks like they did edit the video. It seemed like they originally denied it. And now there's another twist to the story. They not only edited the video, but they're being accused of losing the original footage. So...
Well, probably losing.
Yeah. But even with an edited video, it's pretty obvious what happened there. It was pretty despicable. He really got very violent with that young woman on that video. So even if they edited parts of it, like to throw the whole case out based upon this would be absolutely ridiculous. And that's what his lawyers are asking for right now. This Diddy case different weird things keep coming up. So I haven't reported on it because it's very confusing, the amount of different things.
And to report it on YouTube, it's pretty hard because of the horrible things that, have come out thus far and will continue to come out. And just the fact that he was transporting people for nefarious reasons without their consent. Like, we would have to be saying that whole thing. We might be able to talk about it on Rumble once things kind of become a bit more clear. But it seems like the case will take a long time to come out.
Yeah, and it's all based on rumor and speculation. So that's kind of why I'm hesitant to report on it, because 1 minute they're saying something and then 2 days later, none of that was true. Yeah. None of these videos have come out yet. So although there's all kinds of news talking about who's in these videos, absolutely nothing's confirmed. So I've stayed away from reporting on it at this point.
And to quote Candace Owens again, she's doing a whole investigative series about Harvey Weinstein and what happened with him and how a lot of the information was, twisted. I start with innocent until proven guilty, but the fact that now it's coming up that the biggest Me Too case might have been, not 100% true, then what does that mean for every single other one? And we saw what happened with Johnny Depp as well.
Yeah, when that Harvey Weinstein case...
I'm not defending Diddy. I don't like that guy.
No, I don't like Diddy as well, but I would say the Harvey Weinstein case, it did seem like a dog pile, and it was the landmark case for the Me Too movement before it fell apart. Yeah. So I could definitely see a lot of it not being true. I definitely know some of it is true, but when you convicted him for as long as you did, and there's definitely a chance that he gets an appeal, and I know his new trial is coming up soon, so it'll be interesting to see what happens with him. And Candace Owens...
And to cover it, too.
Yeah, Candace Owens doesn't like Harvey Weinstein, but she's doing some deep dive reporting on it, and she is finding very, very interesting facts that are making me think that Harvey Weinstein is a lot more innocent than he was portrayed. It doesn't mean he's innocent. He's still guilty of some things, but you can't have this mixed bag where a bunch of lies were told about somebody and then you got a conviction.
Yes.
So.
And now for more people that...
Oh, my favorite.
More horrible people that somehow always seem to land on 2 feet. Rachel Zegler to star in Evita Revival on the West End. Funnily enough, she doesn't speak Spanish.
Yeah, this was the...
the musical is not in Spanish, but still.
This was the perfect move for Rachel Zegler because it's going to be on Broadway in London. So
the West End.
Yeah, it's a musical. It's a lot of liberals that will go watch musicals. So I think her reputation within liberal circles is still pretty good. It's the mainstream conservatives, non-political people that really don't like her right now. So for her to kind of disappear out of mainstream Hollywood, go to Broadway, focus on her singing, which that's supposed to be one of her big talents. I don't know too much about her, but supposedly she's pretty good at singing.
I've heard her on the trailers and on some of the media she's done, the very little media she's done for the premieres of Snow White. She sounds good. Like, she doesn't sound like she's a bad singer. She's just an insufferable human being. And it's funny that it's also like about Evita and Peronism and one of the worst political movements that we've seen, at least in Latin America.
Well, also she doesn't want to start going. The fact that she's able to sing gives her the option of going to Broadway and going to these musicals and live stage performance and really elevating her reputation, because most actors, after the kind of scandal she's having in Snow White, I'm completely expecting Snow White to bomb, by the way, but after an actor has that kind of scandal, usually they're resigned to a bunch of crappy B films, and the more crappy B films they do, the more impossible it becomes to get into big movies again.
Yeah.
So
but now
I don't really necessarily like her, but it's a good move for her.
Yeah, and now we're also seeing, for example, Cynthia Erivo as Jesus in Jesus Christ Superstar, also during musical season, the summer season for musicals. So, I mean, maybe all of these actresses that have gotten a bit of flack for being diversity hires are now going to Broadway to prove that they can actually sing and do what they... I mean, Cynthia Erivo can sing very well. I don't like her rendition of Defying Gravity. I don't like the little flourishes she gave it, but whatever. But yes, so, I mean, it might be a way for them to prove, like, hey, look, I can sing. I believe Bailey, what was her name? The Little Mermaid girl also had kind of a little cycle of Broadway and musical numbers after the Little Mermaid came out. So it might be the move to just be like, hey, look, I can act, I can sing. Yeah, and Disney to be like, okay, go do something else.
What they need to do
distract everybody.
What they need to do is kind of disappear for a little while, let this cultural change that's currently happen, because right now they're kind of confused. They have a lot of TDS, which is Trump derangement syndrome. So when they're in these press tours, they're just saying things that are pissing off half the country in the United States and a lot of people from around the world. So if they can avoid any press tours into the cultural shift and then just be quiet when they don't agree about some of these things, they'll be able to rehab their careers.
Yeah, somebody needs to teach them what's it called?
PR management.
Not personal.
Okay.
Public relations. My God, my brain is gone. It's
Let's
Friday.
go into the next story here.
So yeah, you put this one in. I don't like Minecraft, but Minecraft movie eyes 60 million opening, box office projection.
Yeah,
I didn't even know they were making a movie about Minecraft.
I didn't know they were making a movie either, and this is the thing. It has no buzz around the movie. It's not expected to do good. They say it's projected to do 58 million, and they're trying to say that's good. If a mainstream blockbuster movie makes under 100 million, it's not going to be good for them. Also, when I put the story in there, I actually meant to go watch the trailer because I had never heard of it. I completely forgot to watch the trailer, so we'll talk about it again after I do watch the trailer. But Minecraft, it's a lot of video games have trouble transitioning to the big screen. I know the World of Warcraft was a huge budget movie and it pretty much flopped, and it took so long to make. By the time it came out, the computer animations just looked horrible. And how are you going to have horrible computer animation in a movie that's based on a video game? You would expect it to be even better.
Well, Sonic did.
But that's a kids movie.
Yeah, and Mario also did okay.
Yeah, but those are kids movies.
Yes.
The World of
Mario
Warcraft
did very good,
is
actually.
Geared towards adults. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, maybe adults and video games don't always mix. For the general public, the general public is not as interested in that as I think the creators think they will be. And now, for an adult, Sharon Stone claims she was cast in Another Simple Favor before being removed from my role unexpectedly.
And Another Simple Favor is supposed to be the modern kind of Mean Girls movie, I guess.
Mean Girls.
That's what a lot of people are talking.
Well, I said the original A Simple Favor was about crazy, like Blake Lively's character was going around ending people's lives without people knowing, but pretending that she was this very sophisticated woman. We went to watch it together. I think you just blurred it out of your mind.
We did?
Yeah, because it was very bad.
Where was
and
this,
I think
Vancouver?
you blurred it out of your mind. We watched it.
I never watched it with you.
Yes, we watched it.
This must have been somebody else.
No, we watched it together because I know you hated it so much. But it was a very bad movie. But yes, Sharon Stone claims she was hired for Another Simple Favor before being unexpectedly removed from the cast. And finally, again, this movie also stars Blake Lively. Thursday, March 13, the actress 67 commented under an Instagram post of the E! News show host Haga, saying she was cast in the new movie but was given the boot for no reason at all. I loved being cast and removed from my role unexpectedly for no reason at all. Loved it. clapping emojis.
Well, I actually think Sharon Stone, I don't really like her as an actress or anything else, but she would have been perfect for that role because she has quite the reputation in Hollywood of being a mean girl on set. Nobody likes this woman, and she's a complete... Well, we're still on YouTube, so I'll censor my language a little bit. But I think she would have been good for the role, so...
And then a source close to the production told People on March 14th that the director, Paul Feig, had spoken to Sharon about a role in the film, but the financials didn't work out, probably because the first movie didn't do that good. As often is the case, the budgets didn't align. No one was dropped from a role. There was interest, as often is the case with movies, and budgets didn't align. That's how benign it is. You have to be cast before you're dropped. She was never cast, so she wasn't dropped. And it looks like he's really trying to, stick it to her. And it's interesting because Sharon Stone is a veteran in the business. And I mean, she would know how all these things work. So was she actually not cast? Is it her age that's making her see things where they're not? Or did the movie actually do did the production team actually do what she's saying that they did? Did they just drop her?
Well, I don't think she has much name value left. People know who Sharon Stone is, but they're not going to go watch a movie because she's in it. When she originally came up in Hollywood, it was her sex appeal that kind of made her a starlet, and now that she's older, she no longer really has that. So, but I still think she would have fit the role good. But they can't pay that kind of money for somebody that's not going to bring people into the seats. Mm-hmm. She has too big of a name, and she's probably asking for too big of a price tag, and she's probably trying to rehab the fact that she was dropped from the movie or didn't even have the movie to pick up another role somewhere else and negotiate another contract for another movie.
Do you want to go watch this one?
No.
We should review it. It's Blake Lively. It's Anna Kendrick. All my favorite people.
I hate all these people.
I'm kidding. I know. But, I mean, it premiered at South by Southwest recently, and that's why Blake Lively we did a story about that.
When is it due to come out in regular theaters?
I don't know. It doesn't say.
Okay.
But usually when things premiere at South by, I'd say September, October.
Okay, well,
maybe
because...
We can review it.
When I made the list of future videos we need to make, I was trying to time them with a lot of movies, and there is a ton of movies coming out in the next few months.
Well, yeah, it's the summer season.
So I just don't think people are going to be interested in that movie.
Well, let us know down in the comments or right now if you would be interested in us reviewing, or I guess me in Spanish reviewing Another Simple Favor, because the first one was horrible.
Okay, then the last cultural story before we go in and head over to Rumble is Trump says the TikTok deal is in the works, so he still hasn't forgotten about it, and he's in negotiation with China. Supposedly the U.S. government was going to buy this, so that seems like some shady business. The Chinese government owns it. They're going to sell it to the U.S. government. Who knows?
Yeah, as I've stated multiple times, I have a whole series on this channel talking against TikTok. I hate it, and I think it's a horrible idea, and I don't think people should be using it. But yes, apparently, in less than a month, TikTok could have one or a few new owners be banned again, or simply receive another reprieve to continue operating in the United States. Questions about the fate of the popular video sharing app have continued to linger since a law requiring its China-based company to sell it or divest it. Otherwise, it would be banned. And now, as he returns to Washington from his Florida home on Sunday, Trump told reporters that a deal could come soon. He did not offer any details, but the interested buyers but said the administration was in talks with 4 different groups about TikTok.
Yeah, I have a feeling Elon Musk is losing a ton of money right now. Tesla stock and a lot of the stock prices are going down. He's losing billions. So the amount of money he paid for TikTok, I could see him coming in to swoop in to buy. When he bought Twitter. He overpaid for that, and he's going to be able to underpay for TikTok because this is kind of a fire sale. The U.S. government is forcing China to kind of sell it off. China also wants to get in the good graces of Trump, so I would expect Musk to be one of the prominent potential buyers.
Yeah, and I think if he does buy it, or is one of the potential buyers, a lot of the people that use TikTok, which is crazy people on the left, might leave it, which I think would do well for their own mental health. Yeah. For anybody's mental health. I really do think that TikTok is eroding the core of society, and everybody's souls are being sucked into an app owned by Chinese people.
Well, I think he'll
Chinese government, not Chinese people.
I think he'll integrate it into X. He's trying to make X everything platform, and he wants a payment system to integrate into there as well. He used to have PayPal, so he knows how to do all that. But I would expect it to be integrated into X, but I don't know. I think if he integrates it in, he's going to lose a lot of subscribers. It's almost better to keep it a standalone and have the name value of TikTok. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's it for.
That's it for YouTube. Our first story on Rumble will be about Mark Carney being sworn in.
It will be about the Pope.
It will be about the Pope. Sorry,
the Pope's health. I looked it up just before we started the stream, so I added it in.
But also about Mark Carney and us being former people that lived back in Canada and Canada. We have a lot of opinions that we cannot share on YouTube because they're bad.
Okay.
But yes, so go over to Rumble. The link is down below. I put the correct one this time. And if that's it, don't forget to like the video. And we'll see you on Monday. We know it's a holiday, but we'll be here.
All right, we'll see you on Rumble in a moment. We don't have to say goodbye to them because they're going over to Rumble.
I'm not going to say goodbye. I'm just going to try to end the YouTube stream. Hold on.
Okay, I'm just logging into the Rumble to make sure if you see me looking at my phone.